Hey guys, I'm Aslak and I'll be your Fridays on this show. I'm 17, I go to school in Oslo, Norway. Currently I'm doing a school system called the IB, which is an international system, so you might have heard of it from before. I go to the same school as Audun, so we know each other from before. We have like 1.5 class together. In my spare time, which isn't too much because IB takes a lot of time, I hang out with friends, lurk around on the internet, and I'm a semi-professional rifle marksman. And I do this. My main reason for vlogging on YouTube is basically I want to teach myself editing. This is my first time on YouTube, however it's not my first time on camera. I've been using video for school projects and I've been doing some instructional videos and such. So, on this channel I'll be doing physics on Fridays. I'll generally talk about something we've been doing in class. I'm a physics high level student in IB, or I'll just talk about something random that suits me. Knowing myself, I'll probably branch off into a obsession of the time sometime as well. If there's any concept in physics you don't understand, then for all means just leave me a comment and I'll see if I can do that as well. So I thought I'd give you a little lecture today as well, just because I feel like talking physics right now. This here is a glass. Well, it's a little bit dirty, it just had chocolate milk in it. You can still see my face, you see that my face is there at least. So what we're going to talk about today is why this glass is see-through, or why it's transparent. Try googling why glass is transparent. You get all sorts of random stuff up. Most of them focusing on the fact that glass is a liquid, which it is, but that's not relevant in any way. This here is a Magic the Gathering card, but that's not see-through or transparent. You can't see my face right now. I'll start by explaining why this is not transparent. With that way it's a little bit easier to understand. So there's two things you need to know before we start this explanation. What a photon is and what an electron level is. When something emits light, what it does, it emits photons, which are small packets of energy. This is a very, very simple way of putting it, but it does for this explanation. So an electron level. When we have an atom, we have a nucleus, and we have electrons swirling around it, or at least that's how we normally put it. These electrons can exist in different levels, depending on how much energy they are. They're energy carriers just as photons are energy carriers. Normally they exist on a base level. They can also exist on excited levels, which are higher levels of energy. So what happens when the light shines on this card? Well, the photons from my light over there, they travel from the light and they hit the card. When the photons hit the card, they excite the electrons in the card. The electrons move up at least one electron level, and this spends the energy in the photon. The thing about energy levels is that they're quite unstable, so when you go up to this electron level, the electrons tend to fall down again, and then they emit light, and that's why this card is color. It emits brown light back. You can see brown light. If I, for example, took this leather pouch, this only absorbs color. It does not emit any because it's black. This white envelope, this emits all light, or light of all visible wavelengths, meaning all the colors of light. Now, what happens when the light hits this glass? Well, the photons, they hit the glass as they would normally. However, the atomic structure of glass is such that the base electron level and the next electron level are so far apart that a single photon does not have enough energy to excite it up to that level. Which means, of course, that the photon can't do anything to the glass. So what does it do? Yes, it just passes through. And that's why you can see on the other side of it, because light passes through it. So that's basically why glass is transparent. If you're wondering why you can actually see that there is a glass here, and why it's not just completely see-through, that's because some of the electrons have structures that allow for excitement in the electron levels. So you can see like the borders and you can see the shine. By the way, this is of course true for any transparent thing, not just glass. Glass is not special. Now, if you guys want to know anything from physics, I'm in a position where I could figure it out. In physics, of course, I would love to talk about it, but if you're wondering anything from chemistry or biology, I could probably help you there as well. Leave a comment if you are wondering something and I'll try and explain